Hello guys, this is Indian Medico, and in this video we are going to see about MEN2 syndrome. This is a concise presentation for medical students. First, let us see about multiple endocrine neoplasia, that is MEN syndromes. These are a group of familial disorders characterized by development of neoplasms in multiple endocrine glands. These neoplasms are derived from APUD cells, that is amine precursor uptake decarboxylation cells. These neoplasms may develop synchronously or metachronously. MEN syndromes are inherited in an autosomal dominant fashion with 100% penetrance but variable expressivity. This table summarizes the various MEN syndromes. MEN1 syndrome is also known as Wermer syndrome, and its components are parathyroid hyperplasia, pancreatic islet tumors, and pituitary tumors. MEN2A syndrome is also known as Sipple syndrome, and its components are medullary thyroid carcinoma, pheochromocytoma, and parathyroid hyperplasia. MEN2B syndrome, the various components are medullary thyroid carcinoma, pheochromocytoma, mucosal neuromas, and marfanoid habitus. Now let us see about MEN2 syndrome. Both MEN2A and MEN2B are highly associated with medullary thyroid carcinoma and pheochromocytomas as discussed earlier. Let us see about the clinical features of MEN2 syndromes. Medullary thyroid carcinomas are tumors arising from C cells that secrete calcitonin, which inhibits bone resorption and decreases calcium levels. These tumors usually present in the second to third decade in MEN2 syndromes. This is in contrast to sporadic forms. In sporadic cases, medullary thyroid carcinomas present in 5th to 6th decades. Medullary thyroid carcinomas are the earliest expressed defects in MEN2 syndromes. Diarrhea is the most common symptom of medullary thyroid carcinoma. In MEN2 syndromes, medullary thyroid carcinoma is usually bilateral. Now let us see about pheochromocytoma in MEN2 syndrome. These patients usually present in 2nd to 3rd decades. It is usually bilateral in MEN2 syndrome, whereas only 10% of sporadic cases are bilateral. These pheochromocytomas are benign. There will also be hyperparathyroidism associated with hypercalcemia in MEN2 syndromes. Now let us see about the evaluation of MEN2 syndrome. Laboratory findings include elevated calcium levels, elevated calcitonin levels, that is greater than 300 picogram per ml, increased calcitonin with pentagastine challenge, elevated urinary catecholamines and metabolites, and presence of the ret oncogene. Now let us see about the treatment of MEN2 syndrome. Unilateral or bilateral adrenalectomy should be done for pheochromocytomas. Thyroidectomy and parathyroidectomy can be done 1 to 2 weeks after adrenalectomy. For medullary thyroid carcinoma, total thyroidectomy can be done with central lymph node dissection, and for parathyroid hyperplasia, total parathyroidectomy with autotransplantation can be done. Now let us see about the differences between familial, that is MEN, and sporadic forms. Medullary thyroid carcinoma is usually bilateral with MEN, whereas it is usually unilateral in sporadic cases. Medullary thyroid carcinoma is more aggressive when associated with MEN, whereas the sporadic cases are less aggressive. Coming to pheochromocytomas are usually bilateral when associated with MEN, whereas they are usually unilateral when they are sporadic. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. For more such videos, please check out my playlists. If you like my videos, kindly subscribe. Your subscription will encourage me to make more videos. Thank you.